So today I will be brutally honest in this video, and I will talk about law of attraction, or scam of attraction, to be honest with this. So, in my personal opinion and experience, law of attraction is a pure scam. It's perversion of spiritual gnosis. It's not effective. It doesn't describe spiritual and physical realities at all. It doesn't describe how they interact. And the people selling law of attraction literally scammed millions of people and got billions of dollars. And let me now explain what law of attraction is. Law of attraction states that when you just focus on something mentally, if you focus on it enough, you will alter like quantum field around you, and then that thing you desire, that imagined, will come to you. So, of course, this is really controversial what I'm going to say. But the problem with law of attraction, like with any other good scam, is they put something which works, and then they mix it with complete and utter nonsense, and then they sell nonsense together with something which looks believable, which creates a lot of money and creates really good scam. Because the point with the law of attraction is not what they tell you. The point of that scam is not what they tell you. The point of that scam is what they don't tell you. I need to destroy your wildest dreams, but if you sit, think and masturbate while mentally focusing on something, it probably won't manifest what you wanted to manifest. Because in order to manifest something, not only you need to move invisible spiritual energies, but you also need to move really physical things in a physical world. I will give you an example. If I want to win a job on an interview, me casting a spell to win a job on an interview will help. But in order for me to go and to win a job on an interview, I need to go on an interview. So, in 2 sentences, I debunked the law of attraction. Because law of attraction states that if I sit and meditate on getting a job, I will get a job. I won't get a job, bitch. I won't get a job, motherfucker, this way. In order to manifest something in this world, you need to move spiritual energies through magic, that's true. But you also need to take a physical action. And who the fuck invented this law of attraction nonsense? I cannot even believe so many people are falling for it. By the way, there is a real explanation why people are falling for it. And the reason why they are falling for the law of attraction is because it simplifies the word to absurdum, and it gives the easy solution to everything. I will give you an example how this simplifies the world to absurdum and why it is so attractive. So dude, we have millions and millions of tremendously beautiful children starving in Africa. And in order to change the world, we just need to send the positive vibes to those fucking children, right? And they will all of a sudden get the food. It will grow magically, man. It will grow magically, and there will be no starvation in Africa, dude. We just need to focus on positive vibration, and the world will be harmonious, dude. There won't be pedophilia anymore, poverty anymore,
all of that kind of crap anymore. Just sit and meditate, dude, and smoke weed, dude, and world will be harmonious. We just need to think for those children in Africa, dude, and wheat will grow magically out of the ground, and they won't be hungry anymore.
That's literally what law of attraction is preaching. Focus on something, meditate on it, and be positive, have positive mindset, and it will manifest. It won't! And now I will give an actual truth behind this law of attraction scam. Because the point is they take one of the sorcerer's principles, which is the principle of intention and focus, and then they pervert it to point of unrecognizability. So there are 3 principles of magic, okay? Or 4. To dare, to will, to do, to will, to dare, and keep silent. And those are 4 principles. And what those 4 principles entail, not know to do, but to know, to will, to dare, to keep silent, right? And what those 4 principles entail is so first you need to know, to will, to dare, to keep silent. You need to know what kind of spell you want to perform, and you need to know how to perform it. Second, you need to have a willpower and willingness to perform the spell, and necessary emotional drive and passion to do it. To dare means to respect all of the procedures of the spell as much as you can. No matter how difficult they are, focus on it and work with it, with the passion and dedication of the sorcerer. And to keep silent means that you need to shut the fuck up about the spell. Forget about it and leave energy to do its work. After you keep things silent, opportunity will appear in your life, which will indeed have an ability to bring you what you want. When opportunity shows up, you need to work fanatically and physically and really tangibly to achieve that you casted a spell for. So that's my experience how the magic works. To will, to know, to will, to dare, to keep silent, and to work the fuck out of your ass. So, if you didn't notice, what I'm saying here is much different from the law of attraction. There are no silly white light nonsense buffoons and rabbits, and sometimes those spells and procedures you perform will ask difficult things from you. Things which can challenge your psyche, flesh and mind. Things which will shake your world up. Law of attraction is perversion of ancient sorcerer's teaching. It's ineffective, it's inaccurate, and it's really toxic, just like every scam. So, for example, I will give you the most toxic application of law of attraction today. The most toxic way this law is used. I will give 2 examples. One of the examples is children in Africa thing, right? So children in Africa starve, right? They die. And how do people explain that children in Africa starve? They explain it by people not thinking enough positively and manifesting themselves poverty, right? But it's much more complex than that, and this is where law of attraction becomes really toxic. Because poverty in Africa is much complex issue than thinking about thoughts and motivations. This is something which has centuries of history behind it. So, Muslim, when I say Muslim, I mean Arabic kingdoms and chieftains, and Berber kingdoms and chieftains, and European Western powers came to Africa, and then they conquered the area. They divided the land over the centuries. And they massacred and perverted teachings of those people who lived in those areas. So, after they did so, they literally convinced population there that they are inferior, that their religion is bad, that their culture is worthless, and that everything which is coming from the outside is better than what they have. And exploitation of those populations was justified by them being inferior. Now, modern people who analyze this issue in history, they call it racism, but this is much more complex issue than race. And I would argue that what African populations experienced has nothing to do with race, and has everything to do with a bunch of other factors, but I'm not here to talk about race. I want to talk about how those things done in history influenced black people, African populations in sub-Saharan Africa. So they were literally indoctrinated in as being inferior. And they were forced to behave like inferior individuals. Because when you are a slave, if you became like you are not dangerous, your chances of survival are much higher. And so, in order to survive, you had a negative selection. Everybody who was rising up to the oppression, everybody who was showing signs of being too intelligent, everybody who was trying to be something else that slave owners didn't want him to be, was eliminated. And this created a society through application of brutal force and propaganda, which is confused and without its roots. So, for example, in order for African people of African descent, Africans in Africa, Africans in America, Africans in Europe, right? In order for them to find themselves and to truly be free, they need to return to their roots, to their old gods. They need to understand the mindset of their ancestors before foreign powers came and occupied the land. And their confusion in the modern times has nothing to do with law of attraction, and has everything to do with history, politics, geopolitics, psychology, and application of brutal force. Another example is how law of attraction is justified and is justifying the bad things which happen in your life. So, many people, when bad things and bad shit happen in their lives, they say, "Oh, I had negative thoughts and negative feelings. That's why I have those issues maybe, just maybe, dude, you have actual negative behavior which can be physically measured, filmed, and documented. Maybe it's about your complete being, how you behave, how you think, what you eat, where you fuck, where you drink, what people you find company. Maybe all of those things are related to your life, not just your thoughts and feelings. And if you want to change your life, changing your thoughts and feelings is far from enough. You need to take really visible physical action, develop real dedication, perform potentially dangerous rituals, and discipline yourself in order to change your life. No amount of pathetic meditation, white fluff, and positive thinking can give you what you want. If you just sit, meditate, and listen to binaural beats, nothing will happen. And third way how law of attraction is justifying bad things and how it is toxic, is vilifying people who are actually traumatized. Their argument is this: since predators find out vulnerable people, right? They find out vulnerable people. Okay, predator, predator sees vulnerable people, and then vulnerable people attract the predator. So this is a pure nonsense, and I will tell you why. You being vulnerable doesn't justify you being abused. If you are vulnerable, it doesn't make justification for your abuse, like some new age gurus will propagate. Everybody is vulnerable to something, and everybody can be abused, no matter how strong you are. Yeah, this part of the law of attraction nonsense is the part which irritates me the most. And there is also the third aspect of the law of attraction I disagree with, which is complete disregard and denying of objective reality. So if we create everything we experience, right, what this creates a problem with is our relationship with nature. Because when New Age idiot who believes in a law of attraction, or fluffy version of law of attraction, which is chaos magician, dark fluffy version of law of attraction guy is technically a chaos magician. When he sees a tree, right, he doesn't see a spiritually independent being, living being, which is a tree. What he sees is some kind of creation of his own mind. Okay? So, to prove how nonsensical all of this is I challenge all of those law of attraction guys who claim that everything they see and they experience is just created in their own heads. I challenge them all to go into the woods, stand in front of the bear, and since bear is somehow created by their own minds, reprogram the bear to not eat them. So if anybody of those people manages to do that, anybody of those fluffy, dark and light law attraction guys, I will consider their claims to be correct. And I'm not trying to say that thought doesn't have any influence over reality, and that intention doesn't matter in magic. It does. But there is much more to magic, to life, to existence, and to manifestation than thought and emotion. Magic is much more complex than just sitting and visualizing. And life is just more complex than sitting and thinking. In order to achieve something, you need to be able to sacrifice, to work, to learn, and to transform. And magic is not just about intention. It's about entirety of your being. It's about of your thoughts. It's about your emotions. It's about your flesh. It's about implements you use during the rite. It's about time. It's about physical tools. It's about way you use your daily life for self-transformation. Magic is not about how you think. It's about how you live. It's not about which names you call. It's about with how much passion you call your spirits. It's not about you masturbating and visualizing. It's about calling with the spirit, calling the force, and learning to direct your energy and your being in intention you want. When I say calling the force, I don't mean force from Star Wars. I mean calling spirit and spiritual energy. And indeed, magic can, on its own, without your effort, create a physical change in reality. But it's a little bit a rarer occurrence. Usually it will open opportunity for you to achieve what you want, which wouldn't came otherwise without the rite. In order to manifest what you want, just with magic, without any physical work, you need to be able to become a master magician. You need to understand magic on a completely different level than most modern magicians. And that amount of practice is something I don't have. That amount of practice is something which I doubt majority of occult educators have. That knowledge is something, or that amount of practice is something majority of people who practice magic today do not have. I had some pretty spectacular results without me doing a physical work, but it was on a few occasions and it was really intense. Majority of times when I did the rite, it was me doing the rite properly, then forgetting about the rite, then an opportunity arose which helped me to achieve what I want, which wouldn't appear without the rite. So that's how my magic works. And that's what's my experience with magic. And that's why I hate law of attraction. Because law of attraction teaches completely opposite of what I teach. And I don't find law of attraction effective in any manner. I find it delusional, I find it toxic, and I find it especially judgmental towards the practices and spirit cycle. Because despite of what they are teaching, you can attract prosperity with darkness. You can attract safety with darkness. You can attract power with darkness. Dark beings such as Lilith, I think, can help and bring as much positive things as many celestial masters, ascended masters, and celestial beings from the law of attraction fluff. You know. And in my opinion, what I do not like about law of attraction too, and people who subscribe to similar streams of thought, is their complete disregard for ancient teachings, traditions, and practices. Okay, they take everything and they like fit it into their fluffy law of attraction box. Everything which doesn't fit into their box, they just ripped out of all the authentic practices. Classical example of that is, I think, how they butcher Native American shamanism, or how they butcher Norse shamanism, or how they butcher old Celtic spiritual tradition, okay? Like, they literally came and presented Woden, the ancient Norse god, who is known for his brutality, cunningness, and sorcerous knowledge, as some kind of fluffy Santa Claus figure, which teaches you to just focus on positive thoughts and smoke weed and look into the room, and then courage the Fold Father will awaken within you, man. It will be within you, man. 100%, man. And you will manifest your desire. You will manifest your desire. Just, man, focus on positive vibration of the Old Father. And after you do so, you know, after you think positively about Odin and runes, what you desire will come to you. This is utter nonsense. I will just use Odin or Woden or Wotan or Wodenar, call him however you want, as an example of how they bastardize the deities. So I worked with Wodan, Wotan, Wodenar a few times. And every time I called him, it was really warlike, powerful experience, far from the law of attraction nonsense. And that's why I like Odin. That's why I like him. Because he's a god who brings primal wisdom and primal way. I am not worthy of his knowledge yet. I am not worthy of becoming his disciple yet. But everything he has shown me was so far from modern depiction of him that I needed to put this into today's video. So, your mind is important, but in order to hunt your prey, get your woman, get your friends, and manifest your wealth. And put the axe into the head of your enemies. You need to become a true warrior. In order to master sorcery, you need to become true warrior. And women can be warriors too. And I don't know why they refuse to be warriors. Because warriorhood is not specifically a male thing. Mythologies are full of female warlike gods and goddesses. So, guys, wander the world on your own 9-legged horse, and thanks for your attention.